Whoa, did you know that clams can live for like 150 years? And they've even discovered clams that are like 400 years old.
Kim, why?
Oh, and giant clams, they can weigh 500 pounds and reach 4 foot long.
Okay. Kim, why are you telling me about clams?
Because when you texted me, you said that we should get ready for the clam testing video.
Okay. Kim, what does your intuition tell you about that word right there? The one before the word testing.
Oh, so my intuition tells me that I need to read more carefully and I might need a couple more minutes to prepare.
Okay. In our world of memes, bots, internet satire, opinions disguised as news, and parody newscasts, it's become much harder to know what information we can believe and what sources we can trust. It's also getting harder to convince other people to believe our own personal claims. How do we get past all the noise? A history class should be a place where we can trust the historical evidence we encounter in books, online, and in videos and images without question. But even here, can you believe information without question? Well, I have 2 words for you: claim testing. Claim testing is a process for assessing the quality and truthfulness of claims. It helps students, and honestly anyone, to evaluate assertions. It is one of the most useful historical thinking practices for sure. In everyday life, we encounter endless claims that must be tested. They're in the news, on social media, advertisements, and even in movies and books.
Sure, it's tempting to believe what we see, read, and hear, especially when it comes from appealing, expensively produced media. Many claims are so emotionally compelling or so close to what we would like to be true, they're really easy to accept. But now, more than ever, it's important to question and test the claims coming at us. It's a skill history students need. As a bonus, it also comes in handy at the holiday dinner table when Uncle Joe starts stating some facts he's clicked on, because now they'll be able to put those through the claim testing process. Since history is all about making assertions, it's important that students learn the skill of testing claims early and use it frequently as part of making historical interpretations. Through repeated and consistent use of the claim testing process, you'll even find students start to use the claim testers in their daily lives to test claims presented to them by the media, in their homes, and in other classes. Your fellow teachers will thank you. Or they'll come into your class asking why students are suddenly claim testing everything they read, see, and hear. If that's the case, you're doing this right. Claim testing helps us check the soundness and strength of our own beliefs and the beliefs of others. There are 4 claim testers: intuition, logic, authority, and evidence. We use these claim testers to categorise supporting statements for the claims we are testing. And you don't just pick one. You will usually use multiple claim testers to support or perhaps counter a single statement.
Let's dive into the 4 claim testers. Sure, we can define them here, but let's also put them to work in analyzing a claim near and dear to my heart and my stomach. Cake is the most popular dessert in my state. First up, intuition. Intuition is often a gut feeling, when the support for the claim just feels right. My instinct tells me that cake, which is a pretty popular dessert among my own network of family and friends, probably is a big hit in my state. So perhaps there is some truth that it's the most popular dessert among other groups near me. Then again, maybe I just think everyone likes cake because it's my favorite. We look at intuition largely so we can figure out what we already know about a claim going in, and try to recognize any internal bias we might have. Whether it's to confirm or challenge what you already believe, put your intuition to work. Next up, logic. Sometimes we test claims by carefully thinking about something to see if it makes sense. At first, it sounds a bit like intuition, but really, we're talking about applying solid reasoning, which is kind of the opposite of going with your gut. Often, we are looking at claims that may either contradict or prove themselves. If I say, all cupcakes are cakes, and all cakes are dessert, so all desserts are cupcakes, then my claim just doesn't make sense. Next is authority. Authority is when we accept information or data from a credible source. What makes a good authority? Do we believe all claims from them? What makes a poor authority? Do we distrust all claims from them? It gets complicated quickly. Let's say I saw a celebrity pastry chef discussing how she wants to open a bakery in my state because she knows it'll do well. Her expertise as a baker has made her famous and gotten her on TV. Her supporting statement, poured into a mixer with my own intuition, is almost enough to settle the matter.
Nice save, Colby. So now let's consider our fourth and final claim tester, evidence. That's when we use available information about the world to determine if a statement is true or not. Evidence relies on facts, research, and data. So if I were to find a research report that said 90% of people in the state where Colby lives choose cake as their favourite dessert out of a list of options, I'd have found evidence to support this claim. One thing to keep in mind, students will often confuse evidence and authority. For example, if a student exclaims, "Cake is the best," you might ask what evidence they have to support this claim. If they say, "I read it in Wikipedia," remind them a Wikipedia article is an authority. It can sometimes lead you to evidence, but the actual article is not evidence. Confusing evidence with authority is like switching salt and sugar, which is bad news for cake.
So that's what the claim testers are. But how do we bake these 4 strategies into something you can use in the classroom? We use a variety of different activities to help students practice this skill. Early in the course, we'll make sure they know the claim testers. Once they're comfortable with the claim testers, it's time to start putting them to use. We'll get students to support, evaluate, and refute claims. Sometimes they'll get claims and supporting statements and evaluate those statements. Sometimes they'll create their own supporting statements for claims. Importantly, this is a skill that should not just be emphasized anytime you come across an official claim testing activity. This can be done anytime students read or watch something. What claim is this Trevor Getz making? How does he support it? Does he provide enough evidence? Along those lines, there is one misconception when it comes to claim testing that is worth addressing. Students might often think evidence is the best claim tester. I mean, don't all the best courtroom trials seem to come down to Exhibit A and so on? So be sure to remind them that, for historians, the situation matters. Sometimes it's really hard to find evidence, and they will have to test statements by going with their gut, questioning the source's authority, or thinking through the logic of a statement.
As you can probably tell by now, even something as basic as "the sky is blue" is a claim that we can test. As you continue through this course and others, build claim testing in wherever you can. After giving students lots of practice with the skill, you'll be amazed how often the words, "I think we need to test that claim," get bounced around your classroom. You may find them starting to question your own claims, which is only fair. It means not only are they internalising a skill that is key to history, they are internalising a skill that is vital to being an engaged and informed citizen. And that's having your cake and eating it too.
I can't believe you ended like that. I'm done with your cake puns.
Oh, I thought it was a very layered analogy.
Stop.
We could do it in smaller slices.
I'm leaving.
Don't desert me!